Hi folks, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Saturday, another match day. Hopefully you can hear me okay over the stadium tannoy. I've come to Meadowbank Stadium today for Edinburgh City versus Brora Rangers. It's the League 2 playoff second leg. First leg was 1 each up in Brora, so it's winner takes all here today. The winner of this game will play in League 2 next season. Edinburgh are currently the League 2 team, finished bottom of the league this year, and Brora Rangers are the Highland League champions. So lots at stake for both sides. So for just about the final time this season, I'm Kevin Marshall, and this is Meadowbank Stadium.
Lay down your fate, just enjoy in my game. Give up your tricks, I know your actions are fake. Lay down your fate, just enjoy in my game.
So I'm going to try and do a really brief build up to this one this week. As I said in the introduction, this is the second leg of the League 2 playoff. The first leg was last Saturday. It finished 1 apiece up in Brora, so it's well poised here for this second leg. And like I said, it's very much winner takes all. Whoever wins here today will be a League 2 side next season. If Edinburgh lose, then they will drop into the Lowland League, and if Brora lose, they will stay in the Highland League. Just a quick look at the teams. There you go, you see how the two sides line up. Not an awful lot of players that I'm too familiar with. I do know Weir, who starts in goal for Edinburgh City. I'm looking over there, I see Jamie Walker. I also see Darren Lyon and Tui Daramola, all three who played for Kelty at some point, so they're pretty recognisable to me, and these will probably be the ones that I'll be able to pick out just at a glance. Quick look at the Brora side. I've got to admit, I don't think I know any of those players. They're all fairly new names to me, but at least I do have the team line in front of me this time, so that I'm not guessing at who's who once the action gets underway. For those of you that are not familiar with the area, Meadowbank is in Edinburgh. It's very close to Easter Road, home of Hibernian. It's got its critics, this stadium. The biggest criticism, I think, is that the spectator areas are very far away from the pitch. And if I do a quick look around, you'll see exactly what I mean. There's a running track there. This is a multi-use stadium. So yeah, you can see the spectators are pretty far away from the park, and even over there, maybe not quite as good a view there, but you can see the seated area. They've still got those 6-lane running track between the spectators and the park. So that's the biggest criticism, I think, of this stadium. It is a multi-use facility. As I say, it's not specifically for football, so lots of sports having to be taken into account here. In fact, when I arrived, there was a load of dancers inside for some dance competition inside. So yeah, it is a modern facility, as I say. Luckily for me, I'm right on the edge of the pitch. There's quite a few photographers here today, which probably highlights the importance of this game. Basically, one of these sides will be playing in a National League next season, and one will be in a Regional League. So lots at stake for both sides, like I say. I'll make it about 10 minutes to kick off. I'm going to try and catch as much of the match action as I can throughout, and then right at the end we'll do all of the analysis, all of the wrap-up stuff, and we'll know by that time who it is that's going to be playing in League 2 next season. Yep, there you go, guys. I don't know if you heard that, but that was a very, very early goal for City. Number 25, Assyrian, with the opening goal. Not quite straight from the kick-off, but pretty close, certainly in the first 90 seconds of the game. Perfect start for City in this really crucial game. So I've got 3 minutes on my watch, taking account time for celebrations and things like that, and the game is off to a flying start. It's Edinburgh City 1, Brora Rangers 0. Well, there you go, folks. A second goal of the game for Edinburgh City, second for Divine. What's that? 14 minutes I've got on my watch there. 2-1 to City now. That makes it 2-0 to City now. That makes it 3-1 on aggregate. So they're sitting quite comfortable here. They just need to, I guess, it's very, very early, so I'm not going to make too many assumptions, but I would think they'll be looking now just to manage this game. 2-0, I think if they can keep it tight from here on in, then I would imagine that they would be playing League 2 football next season. But as we all know, things can change very, very quickly. But certainly here in Meadowbank, it's currently 2-0 to Edinburgh City, which is 3-1 on aggregate.
Yes, Greg Allen. Brilliant, Greg Allen.
Hi guys, so that's half time here at Meadowbank, and the hosts Edinburgh City take a 2-0 lead in at the break. They're looking pretty comfortable at the moment, but it's certainly not all one-way traffic. The visitors, Brora Rangers, they've carried a threat going forward at times. They get the ball forward very, very quickly, but I think Edinburgh are doing a really good job of defending their 18-yard box, and I think just that final ball into the strikers for Brora is maybe just lacking that little bit of quality. They have had the ball in the net once, but it was ruled out for an offside from a free kick. It was kind of unforgivable. It was the goal scorer who was offside. He was looking along the line and wandered into an offside position. To be honest, I think he started in an offside position. So yeah, just poor play, I think, from the forward line for Rangers in that instance. City, I think they started off really well. That early goal clearly settled them, and a second one just about 12 minutes later has put them on easy street. I think a goal early in the second half for the visitors might change things a little bit, or certainly make things a little bit more interesting. But right now, I think City are looking pretty strong. They're looking pretty solid with that 2-goal lead. I think the early goal in just the second minute obviously settled them quite quickly, and then a second about 12 minutes later put them in easy street. So I think they're not having to push too hard at the moment. They can afford to be patient and build the ball up and build the play up, whereas I think, as I say, Brora are having to force it a little bit more. But certainly, yeah, lot to come still in the second half, and anything could happen. Things can change around pretty quickly, but half time here at Meadowbank, it's Edinburgh City 2, Brora Rangers 0.
Come on, boys! Come on, Jeff! Come on, son!
Oh.
We're staying up now.
Hi folks, so that's full time here at Meadowbank. This game's finished 2-0 to Edinburgh City. That means it's a 3-1 win for them on aggregate, and they stay up in League 2 for next season. They retain that League 2 status. That means that Brora will stay in the Highland League. They were champions there this year. They will play in the Highland League again next season. And it also means, if you think back to last week's video, and if you haven't seen that, please check it out. I'll leave a link here for you. That means that Dunny Pace, who finished third in the East of Scotland League, that means that they've also clinched a place in the Lowland League for next season. So just thinking about this game, I think the damage was really done here in that first 15 minutes. Really good spell for Edinburgh, 2 goals. I think it was 14 minutes technically that they scored the second one. And from there on, it was a pretty controlled performance by City. I thought Brora tried hard, certainly second half. They threw a lot at them, and most of the action was down that other end in the second half. But as I said at half time, City defend their 18-yard box very well, and they did that again in the second half. And despite all the pressure, Mark Weir didn't have an awful lot to do in the City goal, and what he did do, he did very well. He was actually named man of the match. He had maybe 2 or 3 really important saves at, well, maybe about 10-15 minutes to go, which I suppose is an important part of the game. I think if Brora had grabbed one then, it might have got interesting, but like I say, Weir did really well in that spell, and he mopped up everything, dealt with it as he had to. And in the end, the second half maybe just fizzled out a little bit, and like I say, comfortable in the end, I think, for City. And like I say, they will now be playing in League 2 again next season. And a little bit selfishly, maybe that means that I've now, with Kelty being in League 2, that means we've got another 2 trips here next season, and we're avoiding 2 very long trips all the way up to Brora. But that's next season's problem, don't worry too much about that. So I think I'm going to just wrap the video up there today. Not an awful lot else to say. I think I've got another game I can squeeze in next week. I think it's a King Cup final next week, so I'm going to try and get along to that. And then after that, I'll maybe squeeze in another couple of videos. One where I'm going to try and have a look at all the standings across all of the leagues. And then, like I mentioned earlier, I've hinted at it a couple of times, I've got a couple of trips coming up this summer. I'm going to try and see what content I can get out of those trips. But for now, we're just going to wrap up here. We'll see you again next week, and until then, have a great week.